Hello everyone, you read the title of the video, so here's our first build for very high DPS. The pieces with similar decos are also often used by speedrunners at the time, but in general this is just a nice high DPS build. Two pieces of Anjanath allow us to exceed the stamina bar beyond 100%, which keeps maximum might active even if we dodge roll 1 or 2 times, keeping the 30% affinity bonus alive for most of your hunt. Two pieces of gore with Saint Jewels for antivirus let you beat the frenzy even faster and giving you additional affinity, though the description is bugged and you actually only get 10% from antivirus and not 15%. If you have the decos, you can max out weakness exploit and critical boost on any switch axe, not only the Archean one, but yeah, the Archean weapons are very good. A nice alternative to this one would be the Lala Barina switch axe. With the level 2 deco slots you can play around with and find decos that suit your playstyle. Next up we have an immortality build using the first level of the set bonuses from both Arcveld versions, allowing us to heal with continuous attacks and on destroying wounds. Recovery up does affect these skills, so it is pretty important here, and skills like Divine Blessing and Self-Improvement help our survivability even further. Not the highest DPS, but constant aggression is rewarded by constant healing, which makes this a very nice comfy build. Keep in mind that the builds I show you are supposed to be more of an inspiration and not perfect 100% non-improvable builds you have to copy as they are. Fill the deco slots with whatever suits you best. If you love a counter heavy playstyle, I have this set for you, very similar to the high DPS one, but this one uses a Rathalos chess piece and contains skills that reward countering and dodging a lot. The Turbid Shrimp is my favorite ingredient because it boosts your iframes to the equivalent of evade window 4, I think, which is enough to dodge through most attacks if you know what you're doing. Having iframes is a key component in this build because of adrenaline rush, for which you need perfect evades to trigger. If you get hit a lot, I might have an interesting build right here for you, focusing on resentment, which also activates on counters and offsets, boosted by bad blood from New Udra. This is then further enhanced by Counter Strike, which is also activated by offsets and the counter. I'm only mentioning the armor set skills at the moment, and you don't need to pay that much attention to the weapon skills for these builds. They're pretty flexible in that regard. A very specialized build on the other hand is this fire element build using Rathalos pieces for additional fire element damage, which works perfectly with the Albirath Blaze Splitter. And to really lean into the elemental aspect, we work in Coalescence as well. Adrenaline Rush also comes with this build, so having a Turbid Shrimp ready also boosts your DPS even further if you can evade some attacks. But this was just a unique fire element build I wanted to show because of the interesting set bonus from both Rathalos and Guardian Rathalos. If you want to go for other elements, I have an elemental burst set for you, utilizing 4 pieces of Odogaron for the burst boost and Coalescence for even more elemental damage. This one works with every element, while the aforementioned build was specifically made for fire. We also have some self-improvement, Counter Strike and Flayer in here, adding to our damage, though Flayer apparently is somewhat bugged at the moment. There are a few skills which apparently don't work correctly or as advertised. Rapid Morph isn't rapid enough, antivirus only gives 10% and not 15%, and with Flayer, level 2 is somehow supposed to work the best out of all levels. I'd assume they'll fix these things soon, so we might not need to worry about it too much, but there's a very interesting video I put in the pinned comment in case you're interested. For status and specifically poison, I put together a foray build for the beginning of high rank. Rathian is pretty easy to take down and you can easily farm her for her entire set and the weapon, which synergize pretty well together. Poison damage is always good passive damage over time and can help you reduce your hunting times when you can stay aggressive on certain monsters. Foray, poison duration up and venom decos really work well together for this early HR build. If the game is way too easy for you, I also have a heroics build with an extremely high damage potential if played right. It uses the same pieces as the DPS build from the beginning of the video, with the changed talisman for a huge damage boost when low on health. This is also the build I used in my heroics Raidao hunt I posted a few days ago. Most of these builds were used in my montage video, so I don't think I need to show every single build in action in this video. After all, you came here for the builds, and I hope you test them out yourselves and you found a few interesting sets in here. And there you have it. Some build ideas for pretty much every occasion. If you have any questions regarding skills or set bonuses, be sure to let me know in the comments. And do you have other ideas for interesting builds you'd like to share? If so, also feel free to drop them in the comments. Happy hunting, everyone!